Hello everyone, it's your friend, your boy, Jeb like the one only here with another exciting video. I really should be asleep. It is midnight 30 right now, Central Daylight Time. I was supposed to go to bed 10 minutes ago, but I noticed that Comic Storian did a video that was like, who would win in a fight, Constantine versus Ghost Rider? And I was like, now that I've created some videos to introduce you guys to DC characters, I was wondering if it would be a good idea to start doing battle videos using only the information that I showed in those videos. So essentially, we're all on the same page. You know, if you watched my video on like Saturn Girl and you watched my video on Dr. Fate, then you already understand what Saturn Girl and Dr. Fate can do. And as long as we don't incorporate any outside stuff into it, we can have an interesting discussion topic based on you guys having already seen those two videos. Which is what we're going to do now. We're going to talk about who would win in a fight, Saturn Girl or Dr. Fate. I'm going to make this quick because I don't want to spend too much time on this because of the fact that it's like 12:31 a.m. and I got to go to bed because I have work in like a few hours. So Saturn Girl, let's talk about her powers. Saturn Girl has 7 powers if we only go by what is in this encyclopedia entry. So Saturn Girl can read the minds of others, sometimes accidentally. She can place thoughts in the minds of others. She can mask herself from enemies, even other telepaths. She has extensive mind control abilities. She can create illusions. She can fly, and she can fire psionic blast. So those are all of Saturn Girl's abilities. If we take a look over at Dr. Fate, Dr. Fate has super strength, flight, telekinesis, telepathy. He can summon lightning. He can summon fire. He can travel to other dimensions. He can turn invisible. He has necromancy abilities, so he can like raise the dead. He can teleport. He can phase, and he can astral project. Okay. Now that we've covered all their powers, I'm going to make things simple by talking about their best defensive power and their best offensive power. Saturn Girl's best defensive power, let me switch it back over to Saturn Girl as the visual. Saturn Girl's best defensive power is that she can mask herself from enemies, even other telepaths, by altering the thoughts of others. She calls this her telepathic cloak. So what she can do is if Dr. Fate wants to target her with an attack, she can alter Dr. Fate's thoughts to make it where Dr. Fate can't locate her. It's almost like she doesn't exist anymore, and this even works against other people with telepathic powers. So even though Dr. Fate also has telepathy, he would have no idea where she was located. And then her best offensive power is extensive mind control. So if she wants to take out an opponent, she can literally take control of an opponent's mind and just puppet them. Like as soon as she kind of gets that like, oh, I just control you now, that's kind of game because she literally just controls her opponent. So if she wants her opponent to just like be her slave or to like off themselves, she could potentially do that. Now on to Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate's best defensive power, without completely leaving the area, because I would argue that dimensional travel and teleportation are probably really good. But to be honest, if you're fighting someone who can also do that, though in this case he isn't, it doesn't really help you because if they just follow you wherever you went, they can still hit you. I would say his best defensive power is actually phasing, because if you're phasing through... Oh wait, I'm talking about Dr. Fate. I need to show him on screen. So if you set yourself up to where you're phasing, it doesn't matter if your opponent can like follow you wherever you're going because they can't actually hit you with anything. You know, if you're phased, your opponent can't like hit you with a lightning bolt or like punch you in the face because they just can't touch you at all. So I would say phasing is his best defensive power. His best offensive power, I would say, is actually teleportation. The fact that he's able to just teleport an enemy away, he could potentially go, oh, Saturn Girl, I send you to the sun, or I send you into the Phantom Zone, or I like send you to hell. You know, like if he just can teleport people wherever he wants, since he's capable of traveling to other dimensions himself, it's not too crazy that he'd be able to teleport his enemies to other dimensions. But you don't even have to get that crazy, especially when you're talking about Saturn Girl. He could just be like in a volcano, and that would be game. You know, like it doesn't have to be into another dimension. It just needs to be somewhere where as soon as his target arrives at their destination, they just die. You know, a certain death, boom, killed them. So the way that I'm going to do this like death battle-esque scenario is going to be really short and simple. I'm going to say they both go for their best defensive power first. So they're going to prioritize protecting themselves. And then, well, their self? Whatever. They try to protect themselves first. Then they're going to use their best offensive power to try to end the fight as soon as possible. So Saturn Girl starts by masking herself using her telepathic cloak, so Dr. Fate now has no idea where she is, and he can't sense her with telepathy. And then Dr. Fate phases. So now that he's phased, Saturn Girl has no way to actually physically hit him with anything. If she tried to hit him with like a psionic blast or to like punch him in the face or something, it's not going to work because he's intangible. So they start off in their best defensive position. And while if Dr. Fate was fighting some kind of bruiser character who only like punches people, this fight would essentially be over because they wouldn't really be able to hurt him while he's phased. But because Saturn Girl is like entirely psychic based, his defense doesn't really do anything to stop her offense. And Dr. Fate's offense, the teleportation, I don't really think will do him much good if he can't actually like tell what he's teleporting. Like if it seems like she no longer exists to him, how on earth is he going to be able to target her to teleport her if he doesn't know like where she is? You know what I mean? So if Dr. Fate has no idea where she is, that essentially like it negates his offensive power. He can't teleport her anywhere if he doesn't know where she is. So unless they were like on like Earth and Dr. Fate was like, I'll teleport all of Earth except for me into like a black hole or something. You know, unless he goes like just everything else around me zip into a black hole. But you have to understand that they're going to use their like offensive powers more or less at the same time. So if Saturn Girl's go-to move is I'm going to take over his mind, and his go-to move is I'm going to like teleport literally everything around me into a black hole, then if he does the everything around him thing, I could see Dr. Fate winning. But if Saturn Girl's mind control like overrides his thing, like if it like stops him from doing it, then Saturn Girl's mind control. Though I'd have to say, if Dr. Fate can't sense her, right? And he's like, I'm gonna send like the planet and like everybody and everything on the planet into a black hole, would that like include her if he doesn't know that she's there? I would argue yes, because I think if he can do something like teleport a whole planet, which might be a stretch, like I might be giving him too much to say that he can teleport a whole planet, because I really don't know, and that does sound a little crazy. I might be wanking Dr. Fate a little bit for him to teleport a whole planet. So maybe he doesn't teleport the whole planet. I'm actually still conflicted on that. It comes down to whether or not Dr. Fate could teleport Saturn Girl without being able to sense her into a certain death scenario. Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to. Because if he can't do that, then Saturn Girl's mind control takes over Dr. Fate, and that's game. As soon as she has control over Dr. Fate, she can use her telepathy in order to read his mind. She'll probably be able to figure out that Dr. Fate has the ability to teleport, and that Dr. Fate's like helmet can melt, because that's something that we know from reading Dr. Fate's Encyclopedia article, is that you're able to melt down the Dr. Fate helm that has the spirit of Naboo in it. So if she commands him to teleport into like the sun, it would kill Dr. Fate and it would melt the helm. So that it allows her to like circumvent having to fight Naboo. Because when I was originally thinking through this fight, I was like, Naboo, the spirit inside Dr. Fate's helmet, he can just control that even if Dr. Fate dies. Plus, he can use necromancy to just bring Dr. Fate back to life. So I was like, if she had Dr. Fate commit suicide, but she didn't get rid of the helm would just probably kill Saturn Girl. But I was like, but she can read minds though. So she would just take over his mind, read his mind, go, oh right, I gotta get rid of him and the helm. What's the fastest way to do that? Oh, some way to where you like heat him up past being able to survive and you like melt the helmet at the same time. That could be a volcano, that could be the sun, that could be like one of the like heat vents on Apocalypse or whatever. You know, she can kind of pick wherever she wants him to go because she's just using her mind control to say, go there. And then by the time he can react to like teleporting there, it's too late. He's probably already dead. So that's my thing. I would say Saturn Girl, I think, would probably be the winner in this situation. I think Saturn Girl just has to use her telepathic cloak and then teleport Dr. Fate away, and then that's game. She's just got it. Teleporting him away through mind control, because she can't teleport, but she can tell him to use his own powers to teleport, and that's game. If Dr. Fate is able to teleport her without sensing her, like without being able to tell where she's at, then I would say that he wins. Because even if she tries to take control of his mind at the exact moment that he does it, if he's already done it, it's game. She just dies. So I'm going to say Saturn Girl wins. Saturn Girl uses her telepathic cloak. Dr. Fate can't target her. She reads Dr. Fate's mind and then commands him to teleport into the sun, a volcano, or some other thing. And then in the situation where Dr. Fate wins, which I think is less likely, is that he teleports her into some certain death scenario right as she takes control of his mind, but she dies before she can do anything with it. So then Dr. Fate wins. So I'd say there's room for both. You can argue either way that you want, but I'm still going to have to go with Saturn Girl. I want to do more videos like this. I feel like this was a bad time for me to do this because no one's going to be awake to watch it. Maybe I can actually set this video to upload tomorrow. This could be tomorrow's video that like appears at like 6 p.m. or whatever. That'd be cool. This was a really interesting battle to do in the first place because Saturn Girl only has like 7 powers and Dr. Fate has like 12 powers if we go solely based off of these encyclopedia articles and nothing else, right? So I think like if you were just going, well, whoever has the most powers wins, then you'd be like Dr. Fate. But it just seems like if you boil them down to what are their, in my opinion, their best defensive powers and their best offensive powers, I think it comes down to Saturn Girl. Mind control is just really powerful in general. But I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. But if I had to pick a winner, I'm going with Saturn Girl. Thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring the notification bell to be notified whenever we do these videos. Thank you all once again for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black One Only, logging out. And make sure you check out my video, These Superheroes Do Not Exist. It's a project that I'm working on with John Mason, which I should have new updates on tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Peace. Chickadee.